What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, showing off step-by-step combo tutorials for the Synchro Eldlich build. And this first one that you're going to see is absolutely insane. So I have not shown this yet, and I may do an additional gameplay video or something. Maybe I'll add it at the back end of the deck profile. But this is crazy. I haven't shown this before. I don't think anyone else is doing this as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, if you saw the gameplay video yesterday, like you'll have seen this, and I'll show you kind of exactly what I do. So, Sea Diva is definitely one of the best cards. I'm pretty sure it was banned for a long time. This card says when it's normal summon, you can special summon a level 3 or lower Sea Serpent monster from your deck. And that is going to be Emtis, the Atlantean Prince. And Prince's effect, you can send an Atlantean monster from deck to graveyard, accept a copy of itself, and then add an Atlantean card from deck to hand. So you're going to send the Atlantean Dragoons to add an Atlantean Dragoons. And Atlantean Dragoon says, if this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, which is obviously that is, you can add a Sea Serpent monster from deck to hand. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that. Into your hand, you're going to add a Deep Sea Minstrel. This card says you can discard this card and one other water monster, look at your opponent's hand, and banish one card from their hand face up until the end phase. And the other card is not so important. So, that's okay. You're going to go ahead and do that, sending the Atlantean Dragoons along with the Minstrel to look at your opponent's hand to banish one card. And Dragoon's effect is not once per turn, so now you can add another Sea Serpent monster from deck to hand. And that's going to be Glacia, the Elemental Lord. This card says if you have exactly 5 water monsters in your graveyard, you can discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, which is very good, obviously. Alright, so obviously, Sea Diva is a tuner, so you can go ahead and go into Christian Halifibrax, Needle Fiber. And you're going to special summon from the deck a Despot 001. This card says if 2 or more machine monsters are special summoned at the same time, you can special summon this card. Very neat, and that is not a once per turn, of course. So using the Halifibrax and the Despot 001, you can go into a Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Auroradon, when it's special summoned, it special summons 3 tokens. Level 3 tokens too, pretty interesting. And since 2 or more machine monsters were special summoned, obviously that's going to bring back Despot 001. So the Despot 001 in one of the tokens, that equals 4. You can go into Old Entity Cthulhu. I think that's what it's called, Cthulhu. So Mecha Phantom Beast's second effect is you can either pop 2 tokens to pop a card on the field, or pop 2 tokens to special summon a Mecha Phantom Beast monster from the deck. So that's going to be Mecha Phantom Beast Coltwing. Coltwing's effect, to special summon a couple of tokens to your field. And since 2 or more machine monsters are special summoned at the same time, you can bring back Despot 001. Now you can convert, once again, 1 token plus the 001 into an Old Entity Cthulhu. And you can overlay those two. So what Cthulhu does is, if it's used for an XYZ summon, you can draw 1 card, not once per turn. So now you're drawing 2 cards. Very neat, right? Very, very cool. So now you can use the effect of number 60 Dugaris. It gives you a few different effects, but we're going to use the effect to special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense position. Just like no restrictions on it. Very cool. So normally I'd bring back the Minstrel to go into the Penguin Soldier, which I'll show you next. I'll probably just run through it, honestly. But now, if you bring back the Despot 001, you can go into a Borreload Savage Dragon, which may not make sense because it looked like the Coltwing was a level 4 and this is level 1. That does not equal, the level 8 requisite. But Coltwing has this other effect that says it gains level based on the total level of tokens on the field. So, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 actually equals the 8 needed for the Borreload Savage Dragon. Alright, Borreload Savage Dragon. Keep in mind this was all anti-Nibiru, because this could have easily been that under the 5 summons. And so now it looks like, well, at least you drew 2 cards, you have an Omni Negate, and maybe whatever else you have in your hand here. But if you think about it this way, basically, we've taken a water monster out of the graveyard. So normally that was the issue, right? Like the special summon Glacia, you had to bring back the Sea Minstrel, or else you're going to have 6 monsters in the graveyard. But now not, because this is a water monster, and you're good to go. So we'll go ahead and summon the Glacia in a second. This is just kind of like a test hand, side hand for it. But this actually should have been the Golden Land Forever in the Negate, and you'll see why in just a second. I'll explain. But we'll special summon the Glacia, ripping 2 random cards out of our opponent's hand. Pretty neat. And basically, like, you could have special summon you know, a golden lord, and then you would have had, you know, be able to pull it back. So your opponent's starting with 4 cards in your hand. You know what the other 2, you know what 3 of the cards are. You have 2 Omni Negates at this point. So I think that was a pretty cool combo. I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting, like finding a creative way to get rid of one of the water monsters, not having to bring back one with the number 60, and it ended up working out pretty well. I think that's a really neat, and again, I'm going to try to attach some gameplay video, you know, at the end of the deck profile that I release tomorrow. This is the exact same combo, so I'm going to go, you know, a lot faster through it until the end. Sea Diva brings back the Prince. Prince sends the Dragoons to add a Dragoons. Dragoons effect to add a Sea Serpent. You know, banish a card out of your opponent's hand to add the Molten Glacia. Christian Halifibrax, Despot 001 into Mecha Phantom Beast. The tokens is going to bring back the Despot 001. Go into a Cthulhu. Special summon one of the Cult Wing from the deck, which is going to give you 2 tokens. Very nice, very nice. You're going to make another Cthulhu. Go into number 60 Dugaris, and this is where I will, you know, go for the step-by-step here. So you can detach a couple of those, bring back the Deep Sea Minstrel. So now, again, you only have 5 water monsters in the graveyard. Make sure the next step definitely is this Molten Glacia after you bring this back, because if you go straight into Penguin, you know, you'll once again not have 5 water monsters in the graveyard. All right, 2 random cards from your opponent's hand are going to go. See you later. In this case, it was like the 2 play starters, but, you know, it's just kind of silly. And then this obviously equals the 6 that you need. And from the deck, you can summon a Penguin Soldier. So, quick effect during your opponent's turn. When they activate a monster effect, you can bounce 2 of their monsters, and even some of your own if you want. Like, if you want to bring back the Penguin Soldier to set it next turn, you can do that. And that's pretty much it. So, 2 more combos I'll show you. This is with Genex Undyne. Again, just kind of a 1-card play starter. That's kind of the whole point of the deck. So what this card says is you can send 1 water monster from deck to graveyard and add a Genex Undyne to your hand, which is a tuner normal monster. Alright, and you sent Christian Rosnick. This card says you can banish this card, especially summon a Christian token. It's a level 1 token. The level of the token does not really matter. Okay, so we can go ahead and convert that into one of the, I think one of the first Link monsters, Link Spider. This card lets you special summon a normal monster from your hand, which is exactly what we're gonna do, and you're gonna convert both of those into a Christian Halifibrax. Christian Halifibrax effect is special summon from the deck. Level 3. The fact that hand traps are tuners to me is hilarious. It just kind of helps out, you know, a lot, because you don't have to have like random level 3 tuners in your deck, and you can convert those 2, since that equals 6, into a Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave's effect to special summon the Penguin Soldier from the deck. Again, giving you that bounce effect during your opponent's turn. Meaning that, you know, when your opponent tries to go into their own combos, you can go ahead and use the effect of Penguin Brave and the effect of Halifibrax, which lets you special summon a tuner Synchro from the extra deck, and it's treated as a Synchro summoned. You can chain a whole bunch of stuff here. So the Penguin is going to bounce. Also, Desert Lotus says your opponent has to discard a card from their hand. This can fire back on you, obviously, but sometimes it's not. Like, just having 1 less card in your opponent's hand, I think, is generally pretty good. And then this card also says you can Synchro summon with cards you control, quick effect during your opponent's turn. And they can all be in 1 chain. So you're bouncing your opponent's card, they're discarding a card, and you're Synchro summoning. And what do you know? It equals level 8. You can go into a Warlord Savage Dragon. It is only 1 negate. But, you know, considering that this was a 1-card play starter, if you have hand traps in your hand to support you, or Eldlich stuff, it kind of just, you know, works together that way. Decent form of disruption, no doubt. And the last combo here is just Genex Undyne once again. You're going to send, it's going to look almost exactly the same for the beginning of the combo. Send a Rosnix, add a Genex Undyne. Rosnix banishes itself to make a token. The token then gives you Link Spider. Link Spider's effect to bring onto the field the Genex controller, convert those 2 into a Christian Halifibrax, and this is where it kind of divulges. You can special summon anything from the deck. Again, I'm just going to do an Ash Blossom, but these are just 2 effect monsters, which ends up being even more important, because those 2 are going to be converted into a Dagda. This card says when another card on the field is activated, quick effect. You can send an artifact monster from hand or deck, which is very nice, which meaning that the artifact cards are not completely bricks. And you'll see in this combo, whatever your opponent tries to do, the first time they try to give you an opportunity to activate anything, Holly Fibrax effect. And since a card was activated, it's very nice you can trigger this yourself. The Dagda then goes off, meaning you can set an artifact card from your deck, and that's going to be the Scythe. And for your Synchro Tuner, you're going to special summon a TG Wonder Magician. This card lets you destroy a spell and trap on the field. And what do you know? This card doesn't like to be destroyed on the field, or I guess for you it's good, for your opponent it's bad. So you're going to destroy the Scythe. The Scythe effect is going to go off, special summoning itself, and now your opponent cannot go into the extra deck for the rest of the turn. I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, those were 4 kind of quintessential combos that I think you guys need to know for the Synchro Eldlich build. I will do the deck profile tomorrow. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.